In today's video, we're going to be taking a look here at our upcoming storms. So that we have the one along the East Coast currently bringing a lot of rainfall here in Eastern Virginia. We do have over an inch of rainfall already just overnight. We still have the rest of this first storm, and then we have a second major storm moving in as well. Most areas in the eastern United States will probably end up with 1 to 3, maybe even 4 inches of rainfall after both storms are said and done, which is just extreme amounts of rainfall, especially for most areas. This time of year here, during the months of kind of March through May, is usually the quietest season here in the eastern United States. So certainly a very, very interesting weather phenomena happening here in the eastern United States. Now, real quickly, here's a word from my second business, Trilogy Maps. I'm going to tell you guys about that really quick because we do have a sale going on for the next 2 days and then it is ending. I am extremely excited to announce that I have launched my second business called Trilogy Maps. You can check it out at trilogymaps.com in the description and the pinned comment down below. We have gone ahead and created the highest definition and most customizable digital maps you can find anywhere here on the internet at an extremely affordable price as well, might I add. These maps are so customizable due to our very unique layering system that make it possible to basically create whatever map you like. I seriously wish this was around when I first got into weather, because making weather maps that look extremely professional has never been this easy before. So if you want the highest definition, most customizable, and most professional looking weather maps that you can possibly make for a very affordable price, go ahead and check out trilogymaps.com. And we're actually doing a 50% discount until May 1st, so be sure to grab these maps before May 1st because they will be doubling in price by that point. As you can see, over the nighttime, we do have this storm, this second storm. This is kind of going to swing down and be storm number 2, so we'll see all this play out. There's storm number 1. By the time we're reaching this morning, although it's still raining here in Virginia, so this is a little bit behind, but by this afternoon, things should be slowing down with storm number 1 up here. I'll draw this just so that we kind of can keep track of it. So we see this is going to be storm number 1, and then here we have this storm that has moved down from the Rockies and into this area here. This one right here is storm number 2, so they are very close together, back-to-back storms. As we see, this one just takes aim at the eastern United States, and it looks to be a little bit of what I'd call an inland nor'easter. So we see this from time to time, where it just tracks a little bit further west than being offshore. It's still, everything is exactly the same, except it's just onshore, not offshore. So this is a very major storm, very major wind, and very major rainfall as well. And this one just continues to track up into the northeastern United States. And then what we see is kind of storm number 2 is backing back into the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley. So we see some snowfall and some rainfall there. Notice the whole time that we've been talking, there's been a ridge in the west, trough in the east. So this is just continuing through May 1st, May 2nd, and it doesn't look to slow down anytime soon. And then as we can see, by the time we're reaching a little bit into the beginning of May, we could see by Friday here on May 5th, we do have some storminess there over the eastern United States once again. So this is just going to continue to be a very active pattern here in the eastern states here. Very, very interesting. And we can also see some other areas of storminess kind of taking aim along that jet stream, potentially meaning that we're going to see, like you can see here, more storms in the eastern United States, because if this one tracks pretty close to the states, we could have another nor'easter situation along the east. It's already bringing some pretty dreary weather here by about Sunday into Monday. It's going to be 7th into the 8th, maybe even the 9th here of May. Certainly looks to bring a very impactful, very stormy pattern. And when we take a look at that total precipitation through the next 10 days, as you can see, we have a little bit more activity actually being picked up here for a lot of the Rockies, as you can see, but also the Northwest there as well, seeing maybe 1, 2, even 3 inches of rainfall there for California, Oregon, and Washington. So activity looking to maybe pick back up a little bit out west. We'll need to talk about that because overall they've been a little bit quieter here over the past few days and little while. We see storm number 2 is going to move and bring impacts to these areas approximately. Storm number 1 is, as we speak, kind of moving up like this, and then it's going to kind of recycle and move back in through these areas. And then later on in the pattern, we get another nor'easter type storm. So this is the major storm tracks. Overall, this leads towards a plethora of precipitation for these areas, seeing mostly 2 to even 6 inches of precipitation over the next 10 days in those red areas. Where you see the browns, we're seeing some of that for central Pennsylvania, areas in the mid-Atlantic, and even offshore there of the mid-Atlantic. That is 5 to 10 inches of precipitation over the next 10 days. And again, this is considered pretty much the quietest time of year as far as precipitation is concerned here in the eastern United States. This and probably about October into November are the 2 quiet seasons, and one of which thus far this year looks to be the exact opposite, but that's just kind of how the weather has been. Not too surprised there. As we take a look here at the total snowfall through the next 10 days, we're just rapidly quieting down with this. Now, what's surprising is that along the Appalachian Mountains, we do see some snowfall, especially there in West Virginia, potentially mountaintop seeing 8, 9, 10 inches. Perhaps, certainly very late in the year for them, but those are some extremely tall mountains, as I've mentioned in previous videos. We do see that the Cascades here are seeing 2, 6 to 10, 10 to 20 there, even 20 to 24, or 20 to 36, better yet, there in the Appalachian Mountains, the Cascades. Here I go. The Sierra Nevadas. There, we're seeing 1, maybe even 2 feet of snowfall there. So certainly activity still rampant out there, really. We're still seeing a lot of storms move through, still seeing plenty of snowfall, and that doesn't look to end anytime soon. Although I do remember in years past that usually this snowfall out here, it just shuts off quickly. It doesn't just slow down to 1 to 2 inches. No, it usually just goes from all of this to nothing over the course of a couple of days, because basically what we can expect to see with these is that this is probably all from one storm, and if these models determine that that's the last storm that's bringing snowfall, after that storm is said and done, you'll see nothing here on the models. So that is going to be a quick shut off most likely. Also, we see here for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes this area of snowfall that's still expected. Once that is said and done, I bet we're not going to see much more for these areas, but we can see 10 inches, even 20 inches, 30 inches there for the upper peninsula there of Michigan and northern Wisconsin as well. So still seeing a lot of activity out there, to say the least. Now, as we take a look here at our European ensemble model, we're just going to dive in here to these temperature anomalies, because a lot of you are probably wondering when we're going to see warmth return to the east, and a lot of you in the west are probably wondering when you're going to see the cold return to the west, because things are rather warm out there, very hot actually. Matter of fact, lots of 80s and 90s for certain areas, so certainly just been extremely hot for this time of year. As you can see, we're in a trough in the east, ridge in the west pattern, and this is going to really be hard to switch off because we have a strong positive P&A, as you can see right here. This is what we talked about all fall long. We had this type of a pattern in the fall. We did not see it hardly at all in the winter, and now in the spring we're seeing plenty of it. So it's basically everything but winter we saw this. And as you can see, this is just creating this overflow or waterfall of cold air into the eastern United States. We'll have to see when this is expected to end. We can see by May 1st, May 4th, May 5th, here on May 8th. I mean, the only thing I can say is that we do see cold trending in, which could be a negative P&A, which could encourage over time warmth in the east. So I'm going to check what date that looks to change. So we see the positive P&A really come to an end as we work our way into the midway to late point of that first week of May. So we'll need to watch for that very closely. As you can see, that cold in the east is still being shown here, but we see more and more cold out west here, indicating again that negative P&A there. And also we're starting to see more and more warmth being picked up by this model. Every single day we've taken a look at it, it's looked warmer and warmer and warmer. So I certainly think that this is a potential turnaround point around the 10th of May. So we're going to continue to track this. We do upload every single day, so be sure to subscribe. We're going to just continue to see. I think there is a warm up here in the upcoming pattern. Again, around that May 10th timeframe to 15th timeframe, I do see a big flip coming around that point. We'll obviously get to see if I'm right or not if you continue to watch the videos, but that is my feeling at this point. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Also, be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.